Hey everybody, it's Brad from Johnson Small Engines, better known as the one-handed mechanic. If I can do it, you can too. Today we are working on a John Deere S130, and today, in my opinion, I'm going to show you how to remove and reinstall the mower deck. And this has a electric PTO, so it's not a manual and blade engagement. And if you stay till the end of this video, I'm also going to show you upgrades on this. So let's get started. The first thing I want to show you is the tools that we need today. Not many. This is just a pry bar that helps me lift up the mower deck. I have found out that a block of wood definitely helps, and a pick. If you don't have a pick to remove the mower deck belt spring tension, I would use your 10mm socket to remove that cover on the side of the mower deck. I'm going to use the pick to remove spring tension. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is put the emergency brake on, and then we're going to go ahead and lower the mower deck all the way down. If you can do this on asphalt or concrete, it's definitely going to be a help. If you need to, possibly a 4x8 sheet of plywood or a tarp you can put down to help you slide it out. I'm going to put the mower deck all the way down in the furthest position it can go. Now I try to start with the front hanger first, but because we have an electric PTO, we have to take the mower deck belt tension off. I'm going to use a pick that has a hook on it. The spring tension is not a lot, and because the spring tension, now don't get me wrong, if you guys think there needs to be more spring tension, you're wrong. As long as you have the correct belt, and this is the OEM John Deere belt on here, this spring tension is perfectly fine, and it does exactly what it's supposed to do. And the reason why I'm not telling you to go ahead up here and take the belt off is because they have these U-channel hooks right here that keep the belt in line, and it's almost impossible to get that worked around there. It's just easier to either come back here, and we're going to relieve the tension on the spring. If you don't have a hook and you do have a 10mm socket, you can take off this bolt, and there's one around the front, which is a little more tricky to get to, and you can take off this cover, and then you can pull the belt around the pulley, but you do have to be careful you don't pinch yourself. So what I'm going to do is just put my hook right here. I'm going to pull this out towards myself and then up, and it's that easy. Then you can just pull the belt off like that, go around to your front, go up around the hook, down, drops it off, just go around the other side and drop it down. Now since we're up here, we're going to go ahead and do the front deck hanger. Now this hanger right now is loose. If your deck is tight and this is not wobbling, this is where you can use a block of wood, or you can use a pry bar, and you just pick up the mower deck a little bit and put your block of wood under it and set it on there, and that should definitely loosen it up. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take this pin out. These pins are really good pins. They really work well. Washer. And then you're going to push this out. Always remember the wear mark is where you want to put it back in. And if you're going to drive the tractor around without the mower deck on, definitely take this out. You can just push it out the front. It's like a little puzzle, and you just have to slide out the front. We don't have to do that today. We're just going to leave it hanging off to the side. We're going to come back under here to our first arm. And as you can see how this pin is facing rearward, we do 90% of our driving in the forward position. So if you put this in, I'm going to pull it out right now, but if you put it in this way, like that, and you hit something, it could pop off. So always remember when you put your pins in, forward to rearward, so if they do get hit by something, they'll go in and get locked in. And take the washer off. This should just be able to pull that down like that. Some are a little bit stuck, some aren't. Come back to the rear hanger here. My trick to get these pins out is just to turn the pin sideways and then pull up. It comes right off. And this is loose again. And it's probably because I have that block of wood underneath the mower deck, which is helping me. So you're just going to pull this off, turn it 90 degrees. It'll come out. Now remember that the U, it looks like a U right here. It faces rearward. So that's going to face just like that when you put it back on. Just remember that. And also, you might want to just put R and L, like this is the left side we're working on, so put an L on here, because these are adjusted to the deck level, most likely. So if you just keep them in the right areas, keep them on the left and one on the right, and don't mess them up, then most likely you'll get your deck back being pretty close to being level. Now we're going to go ahead and take this block of wood out and go around to the other side. Okay, so now we're on the chute side. We're going to go ahead. It's a little bit hard to see this one right here, but this is your center hanger right here. And the clip is here. Just pull the clip out. It is facing from forward to rearward. Take the washer off. And then I use my thumb and I just push on the pivot and it comes off. Okay, so this is hanging on it. Now I'm going to use, you can use your block of wood. I'm just going to use my pry bar and lift up a little bit, but we're going to take off the pin sideways, pull up, washer, lift up on the mower deck with my pry bar, and then it'll pop right off. It comes down. Okay, so now all we have to do is slide the mower deck out. And there you have it. As far as taking the mower deck off your machine, it's a good idea to check everything while you're out here. And this particular 42-inch mower deck actually has grease fittings on the top of the spindles, which is, some of them had them on the top, some of them had them on the side. Again, this one has it on top over there. Spin everything, whatever you're doing to your mower deck, changing your belt out, definitely check everything out underneath. You can flip it up, look at it, sharpen your blades. Okay, so now I'm going to show you just reinstall it, just slide it under. Go around to the other side. Go ahead and put the front hanger in first. Gonna go ahead and put washer on. Face this frontward to rearward, like so. We can go ahead and put the belt over the U-channel right here, the U-hook, around the front engine pulley. And I'm just gonna, we're gonna go over there anyway, so you'll be able to see that. I'm gonna go to the center hanger here. And sometimes you gotta slide the mower deck around to get that to line up correctly. Put your pin in from forward to rearward. And we have your back hanger. And you're just gonna put, I'm gonna go ahead and lift the mower deck up with my pry bar and then put block of wood underneath here, give me a little bit of balance. Once you get it on the hanger, washer. And as far as putting the clip down on top, it's easier for me just push it down, lock it in. It's easy to take them off that way, but it's really hard to try to push them back like that if you try to slide them down sideways, so it's just easier to push them down from the top. Let's go around the other side. Don't forget to take your block of wood out. Okay, so it might be a little tricky to see this with the brackets in the way, but your center arm, you have to find where the pivot is for that. Put your washer on. Want your pin from forward to rearward. Go ahead and 90 degree, turn it straight up, and then you want your U to face rearward, and you may need to lift the mower deck up a little bit just to get the hook on there. Washer on, your pin in. Now we have to put the mower deck belt on. So since we're over here, make sure the mower deck belt is sitting on your pulley here, sitting around here, okay? Let's go around to the other side. You do have to make sure, if you need to, take your cover off to check to make sure your belt is inside the V of the pulley here, and it has to be inside the V of the pulley over here before we put spring tension on it. It has to be rooted between this guide here and then the other guide on the other side. Make sure you're on the engine pulley here. Make sure the flat part of the belt is on the flat outer pulley here, just like on the inner side over here. And then your spring goes here. The spring, it attaches to the arm that this little pulley sits on. So it attaches to a hole right there. I'm just going to go ahead and put my hook through the end of this hook, pull it over. It's not that much tension, and then you just have to wiggle your hook out. And that's pretty much, that's it as far as taking the deck off and putting it back on again. Now, definitely recommend do your tire pressure. Take it out for a test run. Make sure you do your tire pressure. Don't believe that your tires have the right pressure in them. You're going to need either a low digital tire gauge because I think the front usually are between 14 and 16. I like to have them a little bit higher just because of the fact that it'll put less stress on your steering. So 16 I put them at, even though I think it says 14 on your tire. To check your tire pressure, you can just look on the outside of the bead of your tire with a flashlight and you'll be able to check to see what PSI goes in your tires. The rear are usually between 10 and 12, and I usually leave them about 11. And I'll put a link in the description below to be able to level the mower deck out. And the things that I want to tell you about with this machine, there's 2 upgrades on this machine. The front wheels, they have bushings in them. And definitely check your machine first, because the newer S100 series machines all, I think, now have the bearings in them instead of the bushings. The bushings will wear out the pivots on the axles and the wheels will wobble, and it does it within a year or 2. So I'll put a link in the description below on how to install wheel bearings. And the way you can tell if you have wheel bushings in here, if you turn your wheel one way or the other to look on the inside, if it has a grease fitting, normally that tells me that they had bushings and not bearings. Now I pretty much upgrade everybody's that comes through here, so you may just need to take off your rim just to make sure that you don't have the new bearing system in it. The new bearings will definitely keep the wheels from, you wear out these pivots a lot, and it happens very quickly now. The metal is garbage, so if you put the bearings in there, you'll have no problems anymore. Also, this is a twin cylinder Briggs & Stratton engine, and a lot of these S130 series came with, this is a easy change oil filter, and this would fit right here. Okay, so you see an oil filter there. That's a normal oil filter that goes on this machine. This does not change the oil. This is a very expensive way to not change all of your oil. I'll put a link in the description below on how to change that out. If you want to have a long life for your engine, definitely get rid of that quick change oil filter. And the other one that everybody's going to tell me is, oh, they call it the poor man steering, and that is putting bearings right here. And I tried it one time and I was not impressed. So as long as you're greasing your hubs right there, you're greasing, you know, your axle right there, and there is a grease fitting on the center of your axle also. You can do it. I think I did a video on this. I'll put that in the link in the description below if you want to do the poor man steering. It puts bearings on the upper and lower there. But the important ones are front wheel bearings. Definitely get them. Get rid of that quick change system, and so your engine will you'll be able to change all the oil out of it. Once you watch the video on that, you'll understand. And then the other thing is, these engines no longer, for some reason, Briggs & Stratton doesn't give you a pre-filter. Pre-filter is really important to keep the dirt out of your air filter, so you'll actually have long life with your air filter, and it will keep all the dust from getting into your engine. I can't tell you how much dust will come out of your air filter cartridge itself if you don't have a pre-filter on it and properly oil it. This is one I just did with a pre-filter on it, and that'll keep your air filter from getting dirty. And as you can see, I'm trying to use different sprays, but the K&N oil spray that goes over your pre-filter, you don't want to get too much in it because it'll go through your air filter and it'll ruin it. But if you keep this clean, it'll keep your air filter clean, it'll keep your engine from getting any kind of dust and debris in there, and you'll have a long life. So that pretty much wraps it up for how to remove and install a mower deck, a 42-inch mower deck on a John Deere S130, and a couple of tips and pointers that I found through the years to help you keep your machine running a long time. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, share my channel with your friends, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.